Anti-Slav. The birth of anti-Slav. Yes, yes, yes. The birth of anti-Slav took place 2021, I want to say March. March of 2021 is when the birth of anti-Slav came into existence, right? And the anti-Slav was inspired, it was inspired by my cousin. My cousin recently had moved out here into this area from Illinois. You know, I'm in the Michigan, Ohio area. And I hadn't seen my cousin for quite some time. I don't know, maybe about 7 years. You know, he was on one of those vacations. And he spoke in a tonality of Slav. You know, it was like a catchphrase for him. You know, that was his way of describing individuals was by calling people Slavs, right? And he used to use that terminology when talking to me, when describing me, cuz you're Slav. But, you know, just roasting, you know what I'm saying? I really didn't think too much of it. But the first time that I actually took credence to what he was saying to me, it was he had came out to my apartment. He came to my apartment for the first time, and immediately when he came into my apartment, he was like, "Oh, what the?" I'm like, "What's going on, man?" He like, "Man, cuz, you really are a Slav." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Man, for you to be a single man living here by yourself, and I'm looking at the condition of your living quarters, this is unacceptable. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what's the problem? Like, what's the deal? Why does your apartment look like a pigsty? You know, me joking around with you and calling you a slob, I couldn't have been more right about you. Like, you are the best definition of a slob." And now he was saying that, I looked around and I seen what he seen. So I immediately, you know, told him that I wasn't going to be able to hang out, that I had some work to do. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I see." So I cleaned my apartment. And from that day forward, I started to instill certain practices, tasks onto myself to keep a level of discipline into my life. So I cleaned my apartment very well, and I started the habit of making my bed up every single day, right? That's what I did. Because I didn't want to live up to the title of being a slob. That wasn't what I wanted. I didn't want to have that title. I didn't want to do what was vital to the title of a slob, right? So that was the first day, you know, that I really looked into my mirror, and I looked around, you know, my living quarters, and I was very upset about what I seen. So I did something about it. Now, after I had my apartment clean, I'm watching TV, you know. I go to use the, I think I was going to like shower and stuff, right? You know, you get out the shower, you just look at yourself in the mirror. And as I was looking at myself in the mirror, I was pretty much disgusted at what I seen, right? I was, my physical stature was not a bedroom body. It was not, I basically just asked myself, you know, if I was a woman, would I have sex with me, right? And the question was no, hell no, hell no. So, you know, I didn't cry about it. I didn't complain about it. I went to the gym. I consistently started to go to the gym. And what I noticed when I was going to the gym, I started eating right. My apartment was clean. I'm making my bed up every day. What I noticed is that my mood became a lot better. You know, I felt better about myself as a man. The discipline that I was running away from, that I now embraced, it actually was the best thing that could have happened to me. You know, I kind of got obsessive with the discipline, you know, making sure that every day that I get up, I make my bed. Because when I get off of work and I come home, and I get in that bed that is freshly made up, that is a wonderful, wonderful feeling. And I didn't want to not feel that anymore. I wanted to continue to have that feeling of coming home after work and coming and getting into my bed that is freshly made up. That was a great feeling that I had, and I wanted to feel it every day, every night that I come home from work, right? So, like I say, I did this for 90 days of embracing this discipline. And, like I said, my mood changed. I felt a lot better about myself. And it was at that point where I'm like, man, this is such a powerful, impactful feeling that has overcome me by just doing something so simple of inviting discipline into my life, making my bed up every day. So I wanted to share that. I wanted to share that experience that I had, that ongoing experience that I had. So I was talking with my brother, and he has a YouTube channel where he talks about stocks and crypto, finances. And he was just like, man, you should start a YouTube channel because you're telling me about, how you your mindset has changed. You're doing so much better. You like the feeling that it gives you, that you invited this discipline into your life. You're living a clean life. You should start a YouTube channel, kind of, talking about your experience about inviting that discipline into your life, that self-improvement. And I was like, man, what? That's a great idea. What do I call it? And I was just thinking like, well, before I was the mascot, the representative, the definition of a slob. That was me. Sloppy, lazy, obese, practicing said bad behaviors. And now I had that rebuking service. I had that 90-day detox of the slob out of my life. What better name, title, anti-slob? Anti-slob. I am anti-sloppy, anti-lazy, anti-obese, anti-bad behavior. That was the name, the slogan that I wanted to push out there. Because I know, you hear the word slob, ha ha ha, funny. I made the logo to have some type of an entertainment, kind of have you laughing. But it's very serious, I know nowadays that you really can't just be so serious because people are going to miss that message. It's going to go over their head. You got to kind of, give it to them in doses. You gotta entertain people. You got to make people laugh. That's just how society works. So I knew that the messages were powerful, impactful. I see how it changed my life, and I want to have a really big reach. So I tried to entertain and try to be a little funny as I'm delivering this message, because just the word slob in itself, most people are going to hear that and they may laugh, they may snicker or giggle. So I wanted to keep that element, but then I also wanted to break down the word. It's not just slob and now we're done. No, it actually means something, right? Slob, S-L-O-B-B, sloppy, lazy, obese, bad behavior. There's a meaning behind this. This is not just shits and giggles. So that was the mindset, and that was what led up, to that. But that wasn't all that what led up to it, right? You got to think, in my past life, I was indoctrinated with a system of slobbery, right? I was living my life every day, day in, day out, being committed to slob. Give you just a light example. I would always, when I was riding in a car, it was routine for me to take all of my garbage out of my car and just throw it out of the window. That's something that I did all the time. That was my thing. Like, I would throw garbage out of the window. I didn't give a damn, who was behind me, who was on the side of me. I would just do that. And that's extremely, extremely bad behavior. I remember one time I did it with my cousin in the car. And this is, like I say, before I made the anti-slob transformation. And he was just like, God damn, like, what are you, like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, what? Like, why did you throw that out of the window? Like, why would you do that? Like, we're in traffic. Why would you stop? Why would you take the time to throw it out of the window when you could just throw it in the garbage? Like, you're a slob. And I had to give credence to what he was saying because it was true. Why are you destroying, God's earth? Why are you destroying the community by littering and having trash all over the place where there's places that you can place the trash into? Why are you being lazy? Why are you being sloppy? So at that moment, I stopped doing that. And that was something that I did all of the time. That was a bad behavior that I had got used to doing, and I was doing it so much it was second nature. But at that moment, and this was what, last year, I stopped doing it. I haven't done it again, and I'm never going to do that again because again, it's bad behavior. And a part of this anti-Slav-ism, this anti-Slav narrative, the main thing, I've said this before, those last two letters, BB, bad behavior. Bad behavior is the most important tenet of the anti-Slav, right? You can be a person that is anti-sloppy, lazy, obese, but if you have bad behavior, none of those other things matter. Nothing matters if you have bad behavior. The behavior has to be good. The behavior has to be corrected. Has to be corrected, you know. So those things in my life, those habits, bad habits in my life, I think it was very good that I had somebody that was calling me out on it and not lying to me, right? Not letting me just be delusional, like really giving it to me abrasively, aggressively, and honestly. That was really good, and I really appreciate that. Shout out to you. Shout out to my cousin for that. And just anybody that does that. And in turn, I do that also, right? If I see bad behavior, I call out bad behavior, right? I don't just let people practice bad behavior in front of me. And especially if you ask me my opinion about a said bad behavior, I'm not going to be delusional and lie to myself and lie to you and tell you that that's good behavior or acceptable behavior. I'm going to tell you flat out that's bad behavior. Another thing that I cut out is I stopped watching porn. Stopped watching pornography altogether, and I stopped molesting myself. Stopped fapping. I'm not going to go too much detail into this because I have a whole video on this on my YouTube page, but it was just another one of those things that was bad behavior because I am a strong proponent. I'm not anti-sex at all. I'm just anti having sex with yourself. If you're going to have sex and you're going to have an orgasm, you need to be sharing that with another human being, not somewhere in the corner on your phone under the covers getting that money. No. You can be spending your time doing other things that are productive, adding value to yourself that in turn will add value to the world. You doing that, watching porn, you're not adding value to anything or anyone, especially yourself. So, I stopped that stuff, right? And I just really focused on myself, on building up myself, right? Becoming, I talk about that a lot, you have to become before you can come. That's how it should go. But a lot of us, we do things out of order. We make babies when we're young, males, not even transition into manhood, and we're sitting up here starting a family and making babies with females who are not even ready to be mothers, right? I fell into that trap. I had, should have done things the right way, should have became first, right? Got married and then decided to have a kid, not just moving off of emotionalism and wanting to satisfy my carnal thoughts and my lustful nature and not thinking with my mind and just thinking with my lower self. So one of the main purposes of this this channel is that I talk about real life experiences that I've been through that could help other men in those situations, because a lot of the situations that I've been through are just common. Guys are going to go through that as well. And I make it a point to never speak about things that I haven't been through or that I'm not currently doing. Because I don't just want to be up here babbling a bunch of theory to you guys. I'm going to talk about stuff that I'm actively doing, that I've done, that I've accomplished, that I know about, right? Because I noticed, in this YouTube space, a lot of people are able to articulate themselves well, speak in different vernaculars and tonalities, and they, have a little bit of charismatic, a little bit charismatic, and it's really more of like a charlatan type of a vibe because they really don't have any real life experiences on the things that they talk about, but just because they're charismatic and they're able to speak in a charismatic tone, they get you guys as they get you guys as minds to believe that what they're saying is the gospel, and it's actually just all a bunch of falsehoods. So I don't want to fall into that category at all. I'm going to be very transparent about the things that I do. And I got a video coming in with you guys next month about a recent bad behavior that I was involved in. But for legal reasons, I'm not going to speak on it until the case is complete. But, I thought about, I don't want to talk about it. But I'm like, no, I should talk about it because I want to be transparent. And I don't want people to make the same mistakes that I've made. Yes, Mr. Anti-Slob had did some slob-like behavior and did some bad behavior. But I learned from it and I would never do it again. And I'm going to, hopefully you guys learn from it and you don't do it, because a smart man learns from other people's mistakes, not their own. That's true wisdom. So, basically, like I was saying, I had lived a life. I was indoctrinated with a lot of bad behaviors, a lot of bad habits. And I've just currently have just like rebuked them and just fought against that, because I'm a new man. I'm a different person right now, and everything in my life is gonna show that, right? I live an anti-Slav life. I don't commit any type of crimes, criminality, and even down to the smallest of crimes, right? Don't even litter anymore, even though that's not a big crime, but it's a crime. It's a crime against the world. It's a crime against God's creation. Why would you want to, damage the beautiful world that God created for us to dwell in? So just like I say, from the top to the bottom, I'm just really into just living an anti-Slav life. And I want to encourage others to do it because, like I said earlier, when I had went through those 90 days of just making those changes in my life, that powerful feeling that overcame me was special, and it still is special, right? It feels good when I wake up every day and I make my bed. I go to the gym, I'm feeling good, I'm mobile. Now I'm in this boxing gym and I'm getting my hand work together and I'm eating these nutritious meals and I see my body changing. It really it gives me a lot of gratification, right, to do that. And it also motivates me because I'm like, damn, I've definitely went to a new level, right? A lot of that slob that I had on me physically is gone. And I have more to take off of me. But it gives me gratification knowing that I'm putting in the work and I'm doing the work to get there. I'm not just talking about I'm going to manifest it and, I'm just going to pray about it, because I'm getting up off of my feet after I pray and I'm putting in the work. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing, because as men, we don't have the luxury to live in a delusional world. Society is going to remind us, you're a loser, you suck, and you need to do better. Not even going to encourage you to do better, just going to laugh at you and roast you. So I'm your friend. This is a safe place for self-improvement. You guys are witnessing my transformation in front of your eyes. If you go back and look at some of my old videos, you can see how my face has gotten smaller, right? My body composition is changing, and I'm just getting started, like I always say. I'm just getting started. This is a lifelong journey. As men, keep putting in that work, keep self-improving, and with time, you will get better. And I'm talking about on all levels, mentally, financially, spiritually, physically. Keep putting in that work and you will get better, better, and better. So I am inspired to acquire what I desire, and hopefully you guys are too, because as we become better men, everybody benefits off of that, right? The byproduct of us becoming better, everybody benefits off of it. Our family, our community, the society. We are, as men, we control stuff, right? We are the makers. We are the developers. We are the producers. So As we become better, the world becomes better. So I appreciate you guys, for rocking with me. The birth of anti-Slav. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of backstory of where this came from. Why am I talking like this? Where did this come from? What inspired this? And yeah, man, shout out to my cousin for roasting me and holding me accountable for my Slav-like behavior. And I think that we need more of that in society. Not all of this pussyfooting around and not calling people out on their BS. Don't let somebody live in their delusion. If somebody's being delusional, somebody's being a Slav, let them know about it. You know what I'm saying? You're doing them a disservice by lying to them. So I appreciate you guys again. Y'all enjoy that Super Bowl. This is Super Bowl Sunday. Probably drop the video tomorrow or whatnot. And yeah, I appreciate you guys as always. Love you guys. 59 subscribers. Love every single one of you guys. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.